Hi YouTube, how's it going? Yeah, late. It is 11:35 at night. Future car right there, bitches. Let me turn this light off and go outside. And I needed a light. Damn. So, let's talk cars, okay? So, I have been looking up, well, all kinds of cars, really. But, the reason why I'm looking up cars is because in a month, I'm going for my road test, like some of you guys may know. And if I pass that, I need a vehicle to do my job. I can't always depend on the Ford minivan to get my job done. And the reason why I'm walking instead of staying in the garage is because, well, I might get a call coming to the house and seeing what the heck's going on. And then I need to walk anyway. Sorry, there's like no light, like always. But, let's talk about cars. I have looked up the Impalas, if it's the LS version, or just the Impala. I've looked up the Grand Ams, the GT, the Coupe. The Impalas, they're good, but they're expensive. The Grand Ams, they're good, reliable, but head gaskets. That's the only thing with the Grand Ams, are the head gaskets. Other than that, it's a nice car. My friend had a 99 Pontiac Grand Am SE, 4-door, no sunroof, no leather, and his father told my dad that it got sold, and the head gasket went out. Let's go this way. I'm on Broadway. So the head gasket went out on that one. It's got the 3.4 in it, so it's head gasket time for every single 3.4 engine. The 3.8 is in the, I think, Bonneville, the Grand Prix, and the Impala, and a couple other vehicles, I think, but I don't know what they're called. The Impalas get 28 to 29. That's what my girlfriend gets. Grand Ams get somewhere in the mid-23s. It depends what version of the Grand Am you have. The Pontiac Grand Prix has a 3.8 in it. Good reliable engine. And it gets about 30 highway. I need something 30. I need something with power windows as well, because I'll be on the driver's side and sticking the paper on the passenger side. You know what I mean? So I can't have cranker winkers. So I need automatic. I've looked a lot more info on Grand Prix. Some people are just money hungry. You go to Craigslist or any website you look at for cars. Mostly Craigslist for me, up in somewhere in the Minnesota section, like Mankato, Minneapolis. I'd go to Wisconsin, at least 100 miles apart for a car. That's how far I would travel. Unless it was a very good deal for an extra 100, I'd go 200. But where do you get those good deals? Some people are just money hungry. They want to get rid of something that has 200 some thousand, and they want $2 or $3 grand for it. They might have new parts, but those parts could fail right away. So I'm thinking of going back with the Grand Prix. They're good, reliable. They're bigger than a Cavalier. than my brother's. So that will be my first car. If I have to use the minivan for a whole month and a half, so be it. I mean, all I got to do is put gas in the thing, and Dad said I could use it. So just put gas in it, and that's it. If it breaks down, I mean, I'll help him put some money into the broken down part, or whatever it is. So, yeah. Yeah, so I'm going to buy a Grand Prix as my first car, and if it's $2,000, I'll buy it with $2,000. My grandma always said, buy something that's only worth $1,000. Your first car should be only $1,000. Well, yeah, I don't blame her that my first car should be $1,000, but that has 200-some thousand on it. That is piece of shit for $1,000. And I go 80 miles a day. 80 or 90. I still don't know. It's somewhere around those two. So almost 100 miles a day. And I need something that does not have too much high mileage on it. People throw their cars away when it only has 117,000 or just 100,000. They throw it away like they don't trust it anymore, or they just want to upgrade. Excuse me. So that is my plan for my car. My first car is going to be a Grand Prix. It can be GT. It needs to be a 4-door though. It can't be a coupe. It needs to be a 4-door. Why? Well, it's easier to get in and out of, and I have papers like crazy. For Saturday, basically the paper guy would have to open the passenger or driver's side door, flip the seat down, and put all the papers in, when he could just open the back door and throw them all in there. And it's easier to get in and out of. Excuse me. And, yeah. So that's my plan. And then, when that blows, well, it depends what blows on it. Do I want to fix it? You know, let's say the motor went and I have $4,000. Well, let's say I have like 7 actually. Let's say I have $7,000 saved up to fix this car, and the motor went. Well, I'd go test my tranny, see how that is. If it's good and strong, I'd put a new motor in it. If it starts to slip, I'd say, well, I'd probably pitch the car and buy another Grand Prix. Or I'd go to a Chevy Impala. My uncle, Jeff, now he thinks I have tons of money. Well, I don't. His neighbor is selling I think it's a 1994 Chevy Suburban. It's got the big V8 in it, and it gets like 17 to the highway, so it sucks. It's leather, it's real nice, but it has some little rust spots on the fender wenders, or whatever the heck you want to call them. And he's like, oh, that'll be a good car for Ryan. Well, Jeff, if I worked in town, and I got good pay in town, and didn't need to drive, and it was a V6 instead of a V8, then I would buy that. But it's a V8, and I go 89 miles a day. My entire paycheck for working for Post Bulletin a month would just go for gas. So that's meaning I'm working for free, because my entire check would just go for gas, which is pathetic. His neighbor, I think it's the same guy. His son has it looks like a 99 Pontiac Grand Prix. I think it's the GT model. It's the 4-door, red sunroof, leather, aluminum spoked 5 wheels or whatever. So he has that, and if he's selling it, that'd be cool. But I don't think he's not. So My uncle thinks big when it comes to vehicles. He don't think of little four-bangers, as my dad calls it, that gets 30 to the highway. My uncle's a carpenter. He makes lots of money building a house, so he can afford the nice big V6, V8 vehicle. He has a 2009 Ford F-150. I don't think it's fuel flex. I don't think so. He's a carpenter, so he can afford all that. He said he gets somewhere in the 20s, 22 or so. So, and he has a 90, I think he said a 97 Expedition. That thing gets less than 20. They barely use it. It's a spare vehicle, basically. Him and his wife, well, they both drive, but usually the wife is home. So, you know, and if they go somewhere separately, then, you know, they take two vehicles. But they mostly go in one vehicle, and they usually take the truck. One, it gets better mileage, and two, they were talking about not the transmission, but some gizmo that involves motor maintenance is wrong with the Expedition. I don't know if they got it fixed yet or not, but that's what happened there. So he's thinking big, I'm thinking small, as in small vehicle. I was actually watching a video today, you guys might see it under my history of YouTube, of this guy in Minneapolis, Minnesota, has a, I think he had two vehicles. One was a black one, it was like a 98 Grand Prix GT, and then the white one, which is a 99, I believe. Excuse me. The 99 white one, he basically decked it out, changed the rims, I think twice, changed the headlights twice, got some rods type thing for the top where his sunroof is, and it's just like, what is he, made of money? I guess so. He doesn't like the headlights, he changes it. He didn't like the spoiler at first, so he took the factory one off and put a different one on. Took the badging off the back of his car because he didn't like it. Switched the tips of the exhaust, I think one time, and probably then something else he fixed. But I'd say a couple grand just getting the parts, putting it on maybe himself, and a custom license plate. Well, last time my grandma did her custom license plate, it was $100. That was years ago. She still has the license plate. I could be $200 by now. He put a little badging on top of his windshield. That's probably $100. Stickers aren't cheap. So he probably spent a couple grand. Oh, and I'm on a new road, by the way. Fuck yeah. About time. So he probably spent a couple grand just fixing up his white car, as he calls it. And I think it's a waste of money. I get a car, I might put some mods, or however you call it, equipment on my car. It depends if it's rusty, what kind of car it is. If I have money, you know, I might put some stickers on the side of it, or switch headlights or tail lights, but I won't go all 99% brand new things, you know, because that's a waste of money. The government sucks right now. It will never change. So, yeah. So, Ben was just very lucky. He got a very nice car for a very cheap price. It should be more than $3,000. It should be like 6 or 7, as Kelly Blue Book says it. But it was only 3 because the neighbor only wanted $3,000 and he needed a vehicle bad. So they both won. He got the low miles of the vehicle. She got her money. Now, I'm not saying Judy got ripped off. No. Judy wanted the $3,000. Nicholas her neighbor was going to pay more for that vehicle. But she only wanted 3. And the reason why she only wanted 3 and gave it to Ben instead of Nicholas is, well, Nicholas drives like a dumbass. Sorry, but it's true. I think he just put an air horn in his brand new, maybe a couple years old, Grand Prix. I think it's the GT model. He put I think it's an air horn, like a train air horn. He put that in his car. What a waste of money. You know, it's my opinion, so if he sees this or whatever, you know, what he's going to do, come next door and beat me to death for just stating my opinion? So, and the reason why she gave it to him was because he wouldn't destroy it. I saw Nicholas drive a Toyota for a couple weeks, and then he went back to his parents' car for a while, and then he got this car. I'm not saying he already totaled his Toyota. Maybe he was just borrowing it or something. I don't know. I don't really talk to Nicholas about things anymore. We used to be good friends, but not anymore. But that was when I was in elementary school with him. He's still in high school. He's in, I think, 9th grade now. So when I'm done with school, so we're a couple years apart, I still talk to his mom sometimes, but only time to time. And same thing with his father and his sister. So yeah. Oh, you're parked on the wrong side, buddy. You're gonna get a ticket. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Time's running out. Take care.